Welcome back, everybody. This is part 2 of exploring Duet AI by Google as a pair programmer, right? So for this one, let's take our chances. I would like to create a React.js app that will just show us the students that we got to expose on the last video from our API. So let's see what this will do. Maybe at least if it can't generate the files for me, it should at least give me step by step that will get me an app in React that at least run. Let's see. Duet AI is working. The name sounds difficult to just say, but let's see. Okay, it gave us a few steps, right? So let's follow these steps and then let's see what is happening. So the first step, it says install Node.js and npm. Ensure you have Node.js and npm installed on your system. You can check by running the following commands in your terminal. I should be having those, but since Duet AI said we should do it, let's do it. I think it says starts with node-v. Okay, I'm at node 18. It says npm-v, and I have npm-10, right? If they are not installed, follow the instructions on the Node.js website to install them. You can go and check it out, right? But another one, it says create a new React app. So I'm gonna come inside my folder, type this command, npx create React app. That's my app. I don't want the name to be that, but it's fine. Let's just go one step back. Dot. And then let's create it like that. After I let that command run, it's trying to run the create React app for us. The name of the app is going to be my app. So, they said it. This will create a new directory called my app with the basic React app structure. I'm expecting it to just pop up at least. Or maybe I might have to go to here and then just say it inside my app. I might have to do some magic, but let's give it some time for it to finish here. After that, it says navigate to the app directory, navigate that, and then click npm start, open the app in your browser, and then it should be on a certain port, and then now you can go and edit the app. Let's give it a second. Okay, the second part is navigate to the app directory. I can just go and copy this and then put it there and then do that. You can see it's done installing and all that. After you are done going to the app directory, you can just paste the npm start command. This will start your app, or it should start your app, and it should start it on a certain port. Duet AI said it's port 3000. As I've said, we just need to trust everything that Duet AI is going to tell us here. So I will just navigate to that. Let's just open a new browser. Got it. And then I'll go there. Well, it's telling me about some warnings. But what do they say about red flags? Ignore them. Well, you still can. So yeah, let's give it a sec. Well, we just did everything that Duet AI told us to do. And that's it. Oh no, it's not everything. Let's go to the said app JSON, replace the contents with that. For me to be able to do that, I might have to go and import the app like that. Yeah, I already have it. So I'm just going to go app JSON, and it says I should just update all this. Do I care about the CSS? Probably not. So it says I should do that and then save it. It should be having hello world. And that's it. We just created the React app through the guide of Duet AI. This is pretty cool. Actually, go and write the functionality. I thought we should just explore how we ask it questions. I said I have a React.js app opened. Do you understand it? Let's see if it's not gonna go and explain the whole app, but rather just tell you I do understand it, and then just give you maybe a short description of what it's doing. So let's see how far it kind of gets that question. Okay, this is pretty good. You said, yes, I understand React.js app that you have opened. Let me break it down for you. Importing React, your first line of code, and all those kind of things. Create a functional. Okay, it's actually just explaining my app.js file, which is still fine. I thought it would be able to just go through my app, React app, yeah, but it's fine because it was able to just explain this folder for me. The previous example, we have written an API, right? This API can get list of students, get a single student, delete, put update, and as well as add a new one. So I would want to see if my Duet AI can be able to just say, hey, I have this endpoint. Please write a component that calls it. Also draw the UI that will show the student details and call a Node.js API, right? So let's see how we can put that question down. Right. I wanted to say please. It's good to say please. So please write me React component to show student details that is received from endpoint that using Axios. So yeah, I just asked you to use Axios to write a component that will show student details that are received from the endpoint. Okay, let's see how well it did it. Okay, it did this, but this definitely won't work without us installing Axios. So let's go ahead and just install Axios, and here I'm install Axios. But let's not listen. I'm gonna just create a folder, new folder. I'm going to call these pages. Then in this folder, I'm gonna create a new file. I'm gonna call it student details.js JSX, right? So that is the case, and it's done installing Axios. So then I can just tell it to add that functionality in here, and it should be able to call Axios, and it should just work out of the box. But we can say what we are saying. At the end of the day, it decides. Let's start it, and then let's just call the student details directly in here, and then that's it. Is it going to import it? Student details. Let's import that from that. We can Let's see. Student details. No, this is not on that file. It's on pages. Oh yes, then student details. This should at least, yep, take us there, which means it has imported the right one. It says, would you like to run on another port? Yes. The reason being is, of course, I'm running a node server on the very same port. So it just started our app on port 3001. So let's give it a second. Which means let's go ahead and do that. It says it's still loading. Let's just confirm our endpoint are still working as well. Okay, student by ID, send. Okay, our endpoint should still be working, and this has been loading for a very long time. There's no error as yet. So inspect network. Let's just check it if it's even making the call. Oh, course origin. I think I can just say that. Nope. I think it's because of my backend. Course origin allow all Node.js. I think I just need to change my backend to allow any endpoint. So let's just see if we can how we can do that on our Express. So I mean, we can just add this middleware there, and we can just put it there. I'm gonna put a star here just so that it can allow everything. Maybe that should work. Let's see. Looks like it went ahead and get the stuff. So there's a student being shown or being fetched, and there's some details that are coming. There's 2 calls that are being made here, but that's not a big problem. So yeah, let's go back to our front end. So set student, use effect, student name, that. Oh, okay. The details are not really matching. I think it needs to be student name, surname, and ID. I think the caps matters. Surname, and then student ID. Let's just see the student being printed as it is. The problem is because we are returning an array, it's literally not being able to access the stuff. So I mean, yeah, sorry for my bad coding on the back end. But it's able to return at least the data to show these people, which is good. But let's at least ask it to show this as a table. Show, or let's ask it to write HTML to show following details as a table with basic styling. I didn't ask it for much, so I'm just gonna ask it for that, and I'll give it this. Let's just copy the object instead. This should be much better. So yeah, let's see if it's gonna help us write something that at least looks much nicer. Okay, I see what it did. I don't blame it. I would have just done the very same thing too, because we actually gave it values. So it probably just wants student ID. We just need to replace that. And then we just need to replace new person with that. And then we just need to also replace their surname. And then just their age, and then we can name it something like that. Then I can remove the div here. Also try to format this, and it should be able to show us at least in a table format. Not the best looking, but you get the idea, right? So this is the student that is being shown, and it goes and gets that student and then kind of show it. But yeah, that is the basic thing. So we were able to just create a React app with the help of Duet AI, and it just show the students' details in this format. But then we still do have a lot of other endpoints, right? So let's see what we can do. Maybe just show a list of these guys from here, and then just show it as well. Oops, I think I did a mess. Yes, just show it as well. What was the prompt we gave it? Write React component to show details. Write a student list component in React that shows a list of student from this API. Let's give it more context now, right? So I'm gonna close the student thing. I'm only gonna focus on here. That gets from this API with that returns and a response in this format. This is gonna be fun. Let us see. I think it's the kind of returns it the very same way. It's just that the nice one now. It's gonna be. We gave it a few more info, right? And we expect it to be able to go, understand it's an array and just do a few things there. Should I trust it? Of course. I mean, it's not like I have a choice, right? I'm using AI to write. So let's copy student list, and then we can just do that. I like to just use this add in the file so that I don't really have to copy anything. The right endpoint, the right details being shown. Yeah, I would like to believe that just works. And then let's import it here. I think I would like to just show that this is the student details section, and then I would like to show that this is the list of students. And yeah, that did just work. Probably just need to import that to student list, then student list, just like that. This should work. So yeah, it was able to show that person's details. To see that, we can just see here. went to go and get the list of the students. And I mean, for you to be able to see it, you can just see this list of the students. But obviously, just went and showed their name and surnames, which is fair for me. And then it shows that back on the UI, which is great. So, next endpoint. One could say we did like similar tasks. Like, I mean, student details and list of students is basically the very same thing. It's just one is returning one and the other one is returning a list, and then kind of iterates through that. But let's give it a much more difficult task to say, how can it post a student from a form input that we're going to ask it to write and do the right thing, of course, right? So I'm going to give it the most important information for me here. For me is the object, the endpoint, and that's it. Right? What do we call this component? Add student form that sends following object. Then we just paste the object there. To this. So I gave it send. Let's see if it's gonna go and write a post using Axios. And I just said send. I didn't say post, and I didn't give it like the right name of how this Axios endpoint will be like. But it should be able to do it, right? It probably will try to understand what we've been doing before, and it looks like it was able to do it. So let's add this new thing. So I'll just call it add student, and then I can just remove the other piece of code, save, and then let's let it get exported to the other side. Just quick scanning. Yeah, it's able to add the surname, name, age, and then the button to add student and prevent defaults. Use code with caution, suggested code subject with licenses. Okay. It's not an issue that I was able to share that. And for me, this looks okay, right? But it didn't listen to the name of this file. Oh, okay, I didn't give it. So, okay, it did listen then. Let's say then this piece of code is going to be that. And then again, we need to just make sure we import it, right? A student form from add student. So we're gonna call this one add new student. Then we save, we do it like that. So the magic is happening, of course, right? It has added a new form. It's not really styled, right? I'll try to explore if it can be able to style my page to look a bit nicer, and with just simple CSS. But right now, we can just say, let's say the new student is Mr. Cator, and the surname is, of course, Cator. And then the age is, okay, it started at 19. I think it's because it had a default value, but it's okay. And then let's see if it's going to call that. Student 500 failed. Duplicate entry of that. Oh, yes, it was supposed to increment, right? I don't blame it at all. I don't blame it. It won't really know. So let's just give it a verify value. I mean, this can just be generated on the fly, right? Let's assume the student ID is being generated on the back end, or suppose at least generate this on the fly. But that's not the task for this one. So Mr. Cator, and then let's add a student. Successfully added. And the student has been added. If we refresh here, we should be able to see a new student that has been added here, which is wonderful. Okay, I mean, obviously the idea of updating should follow the very same pattern, and deleting should just be the very same thing. Because I mean, it just means you add a button next to these guys and then be able to delete it. Oh, let's add the functionality to delete from here. Okay, let's go and see if it can be able to update this component. From the current component, add a button, add a red button to delete each student using this endpoint. So let's delete student, and I mean, let's give it as an arbitrary value. Let's see what it's gonna do. Let's give it a second. That's a lot of code. Student list. Sure. Yes, you can add a red button to delete each student using the endpoint to the student list component. That's wonderful. Delete. So I guess I should just trust these guys and remove all the code that I have, like always, and then add it back again and do that. There's a new button called delete. Does it even work? Let's delete Mr. Cator. Says course. No? Course error. Why though? Using Duet AI, I was able to find out the reason why this delete endpoint is causing issues. So the fix for me was just to make sure we add allowed methods to be these ones. So yeah, when I save that and update it, then now maybe we can just refresh our front end, and then we delete that other person, delete. I mean, it's like we are chasing all the students now. But yeah, it should be able to work right now. Unfortunately, it looks like something is failing here. It's failing because we deleted one of the students with the ID 4, and since we were trying to get it here, it probably couldn't get it. But otherwise, we just created a React app using Duet AI. We connected to our API. That API is connected to some sort of a database somewhere. And it just works, right? So the last part now is let's ask it to style this form. Now I'll start with the form first, right? Which is this one. Please add some vibey young styles to the form here. Use let's say blue and yellow as our main colors. Remember to go all crazy with your CSS skills. This is a good one. Let's see if this is going to do that, because I mean the whole component already is doing a couple other things. that are quite interesting. Okay, let's just remove everything and grab the new edit code. No, new edit code is that. It still works. Okay. It did some styles, and that's how it looks. I can see it looks like it updated this inputs and stuff. Okay. I'm going to ask it to write a better way of showing this or the student thing in a card format. Update this component styles and show student details in a material UI card format. Let's see if it's going to suggest that we install material UI here. And if it does, it's going to be wonderful. Okay. It did. It's trying to go to material UI core and grab that. I don't know how to install that, but I'm just going to try with the way that I think would work. Let's just say npm install material UI core. Okay. Not bad. Okay, it's not working. Maybe it could just be material UI. Okay, let's ask it how to install material UI in React App. Because you can see it added the new line it added here was that. The nice thing is the other things were fine. So it says navigate to the directory of a React app in the with using the following commands. Let's CLS. Let's just start that. Why did it fail? From the root project, while resolving that, found React 18. From the root cannot resolve dependency of. Oh, okay. It's because it's still behind. Let's ask it to use normal bootstrap. Let's ask it to use normal bootstrap. Because I'm just lazy to downgrade my React app and then do other stuff. So let's React strap. I'm just gonna install it like that. No. pm install React strap, and then let me ask it how to install React strap. I just want to confirm that I'm doing it right. I could just go to, okay, this React strap was installed properly, but I just want to see how it's going to tell me to import it. Oh, it should be easy. It's that way. So let's go remove our React student details, and then let's re-edit from what our AI pair programmer suggested. For me, it doesn't look like it updated the styles. Well, that's what it did. Not so happy with the styles, but at least it was able to kind of suggest some sort of a UI we can use. I'm not even seeing the card here. Maybe I'm missing something. But otherwise, that is all. Maybe I'm supposed to install Bootstrap separate. But yeah, otherwise we saw how it works, and it kind of failed to show me how to style my component. So in this case, I will give it, it's good. I think it's above 7.5 overall. or 8. I mean, the styles, you can always do this with Figma, or you can use other UI stuff that will do it. For me, it was able to understand my logic, be able to make calls, write a structured code that has little to no bugs. So I would kind of give it an 8 or 8.5 so far. But this is wonderful. This is perfect. It's great.